guys, today we're going to do a Hobart to Sydney to Hobart review. Let's get into this, guys. Alright, here's Team URM. Scallywag over there. Team URM is looking very ready for this 2021 Sydney to Hobart start. 72-footer. Sponsored by United Resources Management. There's Law Connect over there. Whisper has had a few changes to it, like a new keel fitting. And also a water ballast, so it can hold less people and less things to make it go faster, so less weight overall, which is a very big advantage. So like less people, which could be like another less 70 kilos or something like that. So there we have the whole fleet. I think it's 88 yachts this year. Getting ready. Team Law Connect and Blackjack in the no, it's Stefan Racing. And Scallywag's there, just doing laps of the pin end for some reason. Probably setting up for a start. Here's, I think, in front of the start line, so you can see what's happening in front of it. Here's a different view, I think, from North Head. So all the big boats, I think, are looking for a good start on the pin end, which could work out or it might not. There we have the Law Connect team. Most things have been redone in it. Here's URM. Rounding, there's the start pin. There's Team Stefan Racing. So all the big boats, I think, have an idea of going to the pin end because there's probably more favoured on that side of the course, or maybe the pin end is biased. Maybe the pin end is in front of the start boat, which could help, but the issue with the pin end here, they have to ask for water and eventually tack. So apparently with this race, if you're over in the start, the race committee will only tell you 5 minutes later if you were over, and that could be very bad because then you have to come back all the way and that could lose the race for you. Here we go. All the boats are starting to turn up. Here's the start boat. Lining up. Bang. It's 77th Sydney to Hobart start. Here we go. Team Scallywag is in the lead. They've got a fresh wind, fresh air start. There's Team URM just there. Probably the highest boat, which will get them to the mark pretty easily. There's Team Whisper, I think, pulling up their spinnaker. Law Connect there with a lot of new sails. Law Connect, if you didn't know, was the new... It used to be InfoTrack. So InfoTrack used to be Law Connect. Yeah, so it looks like most of the fleet or some of the fleet are pulling up spinnaker. So there you see the white spinnakers are looking very nice, filling with air. So here's all the big boats. Scallywag is looking like they're locking Law Connect with their dirty air, which is probably why Law Connect's slowly going back. Scallywags, if you're wondering, its mainsail is not fully up because of the big waves that are out the heads in these conditions. And these boats love to go really fast, and if they have less power, then they don't go straight into waves, which is a smart idea. So that's why like the smaller boats will be ideal for this because they can keep their rigs fully up and they'll be fine. There's Blackjack and Law Connect, also Team Stefan. So I think Stefan Racing is a boat an 80, or I might have got that wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a boat an 80. It's a big one. Scallywag there. Yep, so Scallywag is looking okay, actually. I think they're going to get able to go to that mark. Stefan Racing's obviously fine. Blackjack is going behind Scallywag, so they're going to probably get their dirty air. But Law Connect and Scallywag are already kind of in their dirty air there. I think Blackjack is going down because it's a knock. Alright, I'll see you guys out the heads. Here's Team Law Connect. They're out the heads now. Look at those monstrous waves trying to push the boat back. Everyone's at the back of the boat to keep the waves not much water goes over the deck, which is a smart idea. It's like when you're reaching. Oh, here's Team Scallywag. They have lost their jib there. And look at that. Look at those waves. Those are like rogue waves. I still didn't say that for 100-footers, but like they'd be massive for like the 30-footer boats. There's the bowman trying to figure out it. So you can see it flapping behind the mainsail and the mast. Oh, those waves and without the jib and this wind coming against them would just be like slowing them down so much. So I kind of get the idea why they're turning up. And so there's the jib. Look at that. That's dangerous. So the furler to roll the jib in came loose and it's flying around. So if that hits somebody in the head, they would have a concussion or something like that, because that would obviously injure or maybe kill somebody. All right, here we go. That dude's trying to get it. Oh, and it's under control. That is very good. They probably haven't been training for this, but this actually has happened a few times to Scallywag. Like 2016, they had a similar issue. There they are. Two other bowmen are pulling out their storm sail. And there we go. That's being fixed in under 5 minutes. That's amazing for an 100-footer team. Bye. See you at Trackers. Okay, so now we're at the tracker part of the review. And let's have a look at the boats that are racing, the competition, the probably match racing that's going on, and where they are. So we have most of the fleet is in Bass Strait or coming out of it now. And we have one gun runner, which is still on the Australian coast. Midnight Rambler, a lot of people are talking about that. Old School Racing is the one I'm going for. It's from my club. Going 7 knots at the moment. Pretty Woman is also from the club, doing 9.8 knots. Let's have a look at some other boats, like Quest is a TP52 from CYCA, going not that much with 1.3 knots and 116 nautical miles until the leader, but the 100-footers are finished, so let's just call that the finish. Here's Smuggler. I would say, I'm pretty sure this is a TP52 doing unknown knots. Celestial. Ichiban is a special boat. I think it was a custom boat. I'm not really sure, but it's just doing 7 knots, which is above the others up the coast. Celestial's a TP52, doing 4.8 knots, direction at 212 degrees, and 64 nautical miles until the finish. Stefan Racing was a favourite for their type of division. I think it's a boat in 80. They're doing 9.7 knots, degrees at 228 degrees, and 53 nautical miles until the finish. Whisper. I think Whisper and Ichiban are match racing, but Whisper's obviously won. Well, you can't say that until they finish, but I'll say they're in the lead for that match race for the moment. So we've got 9.1 knots for Whisper and 227 degrees of their angle. 55 nautical miles until the finish. Now, you're probably wondering why most of the fleet isn't here. They've either retired because of COVID on board, and if there's one COVID case on board, so they could literally be entering the Hobart, and they find out there's a COVID case, they have to go back to Sydney and retire. So that's why a lot of the boats aren't here, or either just weather, or, yeah. So here's most of the fleet. In nearly about close to the Tasmanian coast, I should say. Pretty Woman's leading their division, which is very good. Quest is TP52. Mayfair, not really sure what that boat is, but they're from Queensland. Apparently no Queensland boat has ever won the Sydney to Hobart. Doing 7.3 knots, 155 degrees on their angle, and 132 nautical miles until the finish. Maritimo, doing 10 knots. I think it was a 64-footer. 195 degrees and 164 nautical miles until the finish. If you look at the bottom, there should be like all these things that the boat has achieved, like 11 line honours, 2 fully crewed IRC, fleet crewed IRC 2, and fully crewed ORCI. I'm not really sure what ORCI is. I know a few, like modified and things like that. Like Pretty Woman leading their division right now is modified. So it's like an IR mod, they call it. So mod is modified. So I've won a lot of things, it looks like. Corinthian. And yeah. Supernova. It's from CYCA. 6.2 knots, 192 degrees, and 263 nautical miles until the finish. So all these boats are some boats are very close, and like these two here are probably match racing, like Disco Trooper and Secret Men's are probably match racing. Like as you can see, like they're trying to do different things. Love and War was CYCA boat. So most of the fleet has to be, or is CYCA, because they're the runners of the Sydney to Hobart. Blackjack, Scallywag, Law Connect has finished in like 2 days, which is definitely not a record race this time. And yeah. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Sydney to Hobart 2021 recap. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to this video. It really helps. Also, we have a podcast channel too. Make sure to watch those videos with Dave Sampson